on the mission. Family on the mission. Yo, what's up? This your boy Monty G. And we back at it again. And today, got a special guest. Oh man, it's going down tonight. All praises, man. You know what I'm talking about? So let me go ahead and let her enter in and let her introduce herself. What's going on? How you doing?
What's going on? So what's up, y'all? I'm Jasmine Stanley. I'm the host of a podcast of my own called Manifesting with God. I'm also a rapper turned podcaster, using everything that I learned from recording myself, as a rapper. And now I am teaching everybody about spirituality, how to connect and hear from God so that he can guide you in your everyday life.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, let's get right to it. All right. So I'll be following you, right? And I'll be up like 5 in the morning, 4, 5 in the morning, right? So you was doing something, I don't know if it was some stretch exercise, and I was rocking with it, man. You had me sitting there doing my head, doing my self massaging. I say, oh, that's dope. That's dope. So, tell me a little bit about that. Like, why do you do that?
Yeah. So, like when you was doing it, I learned that from yoga. So I'm
Mm,
still in school, and I started taking these like holistic classes. I knew I wanted to learn yoga, and I needed some extra credits. I'm like, well, I'm gonna do something that I always kind of wanted to do. And so she was just teaching. The yoga teacher was just teaching like daily neck massage is necessary. Like we be
mm,
sleeping all weird and stuff. You wake up, your body aching and stuff, but like people be thinking yoga is for like those, tree hugging people and stuff like that. It's really not. It's really just stretching your body. And like it's so weird because you feel so much better afterwards. And you ain't even really do nothing but stretch. Like it's so crazy. So I started getting into that, and I just stopped caring about what people think. Honestly. Like I was doing those stretches. I was doing those stretches, and my daughter came and she saw the video. She said, "You look like you possessed." Because
oh man.
it wasn't no audio or nothing. She just like, "You look possessed." But I do those things on camera so that I can be a model for other people, because
Mhm.
I never really see that many like black people on Facebook Live or whatever, like doing spiritual stuff or doing self-care. Everybody want to be on there arguing or like just, like low level vibration stuff. So I
Mm,
try to bring the high vibe kind of stuff to social media.
okay. Okay.
Hmm.
That's what's up. So tell me a little bit about your podcast. What you got going on your podcast?
Yeah, let me see. I got a lot. So when I started my podcast, first of all, it wasn't my idea. And that's when God is leading you.
Mm,
When stuff comes up and it's not your idea, you like, what? I'm not about to do this. And he's like, come on, let's do it. So he told me this a while ago. I was always a fan of podcasting. Like people listen to people podcasts. And then like I just got an idea, like something just was like, you should start a podcast. Like inside of me, like you should start a podcast. And I'm just like, nah, and then I just kept getting the nudge to do it. And then it started waking me up in the middle of the night, almost like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. And then like I'll be waking up at that time. I'll try to put myself back to sleep. Then it keep doing it. So for me, it's like when spirit keep doing something over and over and over, it's trying to get my attention. So then finally I'm like, okay, God. And then I didn't know how to start my podcast. So then he told me, he said, just go on live. Just go on live. And that was a long, you remember when I was first going on there just talking? And I think you was like, you need your own show.
yep.
And that was God telling me to do it. Just go on live. And then and it wasn't my idea for the topic. Because I'm very intuitive, and since I pray and meditate and do a lot of the spiritual work, it's easy for me to access
Mm,
God. It's I don't know, because I do the work on a regular basis. And
right.
so I can hear him. So if I'll close my eyes and say, God, what's the topic? You telling me to go on here, what's the topic? And I'll hear him, tell me the topic. And that's what I will go on live and talk about. And people will be resonating with it because I don't know what they need, but God know what they
Mm,
need. you know. Well, I'm getting a little chills right now.
Hey, that's
Um,
what's up.
yeah, so yeah, that's how my podcast started. So it started with my lives, and then I would take my live audio and or the yeah, I would take the video and abstract the audio and upload it to the platforms like iTunes and stuff, Spotify, uploaded to all those platforms. And so that's how it began. And it was called something else because I always knew I wanted to talk about manifesting. But
Mm.
then, so anyway, next thing I know, like a few months later, I'm like, God, I feel like I should change the name. What should we name it? I talk to God like he is a person sitting next to me, like, bro, what we gonna do? What we should name it?
Yeah.
And then so I'm in the shower one day and I just hear it, like literally manifesting with God. And it's
Ooh.
because yeah, and it's because look at the name. It it's like two opposite ends. So when you say manifesting, people think you edging God out, like you trying to be your own God, like and then with God, boom, it's the other edge. Like I'm God is here, and
Mm.
so that's what he told me. And ever
Well,
since then,
Let me hit this. I don't even knock you out, but let me hit this praise button because you know over here we got to praise God.
praise, praise the Lord.
Hey, yes, indeed.
Yes, he is
Hey,
here.
hey, because without him, man, we wouldn't be here. So
Hmm.
I know exactly what you mean. We manifest stuff, and when we talk about manifestation, it's not edging God out. It's not knocking him out the way. It's just there's just something that we keep on our mental as we should. Because a lot of people say, I love God and God know my heart. No, he don't. No, he don't. Because if I was your boyfriend and you don't talk to me for 6 months and you
Mm,
turn around and say, well, you know my heart. So you don't talk to God, so he don't know your heart
mm,
because he ain't gonna know like why you don't talk to me.
mm.
Money always talking about it. Jasmine always talking about it. Why y'all don't say so? They say, man, money, why you always talk about God so much? I say, because when you come back, I'm gonna say, I was just talking about you. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
love it.
yes. So you doing a good thing, man. You doing a good thing. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
how can people find you on your
So
podcast?
people can find me on my podcast is on Apple Podcasts, it's on Spotify, it's on iHeart Radio, it's on literally every podcasting platform that you can find. Um
Okay.
so and also it's on my website. It's called manifestingwithgod.org. And so all of my episodes are right there. But mainly the way that I like to connect with people is so I have a text list, right? I have a
Hmm.
text community where people who like my podcast, they text this number and they get on my text list. And so whenever I release a new episode, it literally goes right, like a text goes to their phone, a direct link. So that's how I like to keep in contact with people because I don't really got no social media that I'm popping on. Like I don't. That's not my thing, And it's like we think this is literally what God was just talking to me about, and that's what my next episode I'm about to release is about. He said, "Jasmine, you falling into the rat race. You falling into," and I'm like, "What you mean?" But at the same time, I knew what he meant. I was spending time with him early in the morning. He like, "You falling into it," and he was just saying like, you believe. Because I started trying to be on social media a lot, thinking I need to build my platform so that people can know about my podcast. He said, "You think that that's the only way for you to grow your podcast?" He was like, "But let me do this. Let me do this." And literally, what's so funny is like literally the next day, I tried to log on to my Instagram because my Instagram was starting to grow. It was still very new because I never been active on Instagram, but it was starting to get engagement. It was starting to do some things. I tried to log into the Instagram and it just say I can't get in. It say I can't
Mm.
get in, and it say that I violated a rule. I ain't did nothing on that. Like what rule could I have violated? But before that, I had made an Instagram for my podcast, and that said the same thing. It shut down. And I noticed that when it shut down, both of them, it was like me trying to make it pop. Like, it was like me trying to grow it, thinking that that's the way to get the listeners. And God was like, that ain't the way I have for you. Like, but for us, we think that that's the only, like everybody said, you need your social media, whatever. And he's just telling me that that's not the way for you. And so I talk about that on my latest episode. And it was just eye opening. Like, dang, really? If I took this to the world, everybody gonna say, nope, that ain't it. You need to be popping on social media. You need to be active. But God's saying, not for you, not this. Like that's not what I have for you. So I
All
just
right.
learned. Yeah, I learned to let God do the work.
Yeah.
That's what I learned, and it always worked better than anything I could have tried to do on my own.
Well, I appreciate you coming on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because earlier we just finna do a voiceover, and I was like, you know what? Come on, man, let's step out so people can see who you is, so they know who they following.
Yeah.
Because my podcast, and I was going through the same thing. People was like, "Oh, you ain't got nobody on your podcast. You ain't got no people on following you." And I'm like, I don't care. I like listen. If I wanted all the recognition and all this, I used to do music. I
Mm-hmm.
deleted everything off YouTube.
Mm.
I had thousands of videos.
Mm.
I deleted everything.
Mm.
I'm like, so if I wanted to be that person, I'd have just kept it up
Why'd you delete it all?
because I felt like God was telling me I had to reset myself.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I had to reset myself, and the music that I was doing was not necessary for people. For I didn't want people to look at me as, yeah, that's money G right there. He reckless. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because in real life, I'm not reckless. So it's like,
Mhm.
you got this image, and sometimes we fall into our image turned to a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then, people look at you like, oh man, you this person. It is. I'm like, that's not me. So right now, I'm giving people the real me. And
Mm.
right now, I use my platform because I got subscribers on YouTube and I got all these Facebook friends. And so I use my platform for people like y'all to get y'all stuff out there to bring awareness,
Mm.
let you know God is real, bringing awareness, motivating people to exercise, do some neck exercise, do something. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was rapping, I was motivating people to do bad things. And I'm like, that didn't fit. That didn't
Mhm.
fit. That was heavy on my heart. So I was like, you know what? Bro, you can do better than this, man. You know better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to reset myself. I said, you know what? Boop, deleted everything. I was going through and like, I'm gonna delete this song, I'm gonna
Mm.
delete this song, and I said, you know what? Everything must go.
Dang. So how you do it all at once like that?
Yep.
How it let you do
I just hit the delete button, changed my name, and now we on the same platform, but it's the Fan Mission
it?
platform.
See, that's amazing. That's the same thing that happened to me with my rapping. That is so. It's like I used to rap, and I found some old stuff. I was like, damn, I was raw. Like, I was cold. I'm like, I was cold, but I learned that, and I thought that was my purpose, But it's like God set up everything for your good. So I thought that was my purpose. Really, that He used that to prepare me for this. Like, look, podcasting is almost the same thing, similar
It
in a
is.
way, And had I not been a rapper, I wouldn't know how to edit all of my stuff. How to do all of this stuff. Like it all came back together
Yeah.
because, and it was not my. So look, like how I even got with the God thing. That's the real question. How did
Okay.
I just switch? I didn't even know you was with God like that.
And I'm gonna ask you some questions though, but I want to ask you about because you used to do music, and I used to
Mhm.
see you doing your music, right? And I used to be like, oh man, she doing it. She at the crib, she doing her music, and I'm like, I need to get over, fam. I'm like, man, we need to do something together. And now we're doing something together, but it's not music.
Fine. Look, out of all the time, it never worked out, and now this working out.
You see what I'm saying? So and then I was like, again, like what you were saying, I got I got one, two, three.
Tell
I
me,
got three books out, right?
you wrote them books?
You see me on there?
Oh snap!
Yeah, I wrote these books. So people
So
say,
hold
man,
on. Tell me
how you
about,
write?
huh?
They were like, how you write books? I'm like, I've been practicing forever. I've been writing raps. But I didn't know I had a podcast yesterday and we was talking about it and we was talking about the book. And people was like, how you come up with the book? And I'm like, man, we had that lockdown with the virus and everybody was locked down. I had just moved to Florida. I ain't know nobody. And I was just like, man, sitting in the house and I was like, man, I stopped smoking. And then I was just like, man, what can I do? I'm like, man, I got all this spare time. I unhooked my music in the studio. I just unhooked everything. And I was like, man, yo, what can I do? And I was talking to God and I was like, man, he was like, man, you know, and first I started on my self-discipline book
Mm-hmm.
when I was in Minnesota. But then when I finished that, I was in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got here, I'm like, man, I want to do music. I want to do something. I want to do something. And I would listen to audiobooks and then it clicked on me like, I can do this. I can make us. I read the book Sister Soldier. I'm like, I can make a book like this. Got my iPhone. I went in. And
You
and
writing on your iPhone?
I was on my iPhone. I had my headphones on talking to my iPhone. And then I proofread it, made sure I'd be misspelling everything. So I was like, man, I'm going through it. And and I was like, dang. And I was like, I don't know if this book gonna be cold. I was asking my kids, like, man, is this gonna be cold? I'm having them to read it. They like, Joe, this cold. My wife was like, man, this cold. Man, what? Because what you said, you wake up at 5 in the morning, God waking you up. That's when God talks to you. Even in the Bible, God talked to everybody when they're alone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you got so much stuff coming in your head, you got so much music and so much, he can't talk to you. He like, hey, you hear me? And
Yeah.
we don't hear him. We don't hear him. We over there like, turn up. He like, no, 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 no. You gotta hear. They say God and the devil,
Mm-hmm.
they whisper so softly, you would think it was your own thought.
That's how he talk.
That's how he talk.
That's how he talk. That's exactly. I was just talking about this, I swear, on the podcast. So this is the first time I started giving them, because God be telling me stuff on there. And so I say, give me a passage to let confirm whatever. And I will just close my eyes and then like try, because it ain't like I need to sit there and then tomorrow he gonna give me the answer. He can literally give me the answer the moment. It's like a person can talk to you. It's about you just getting very quiet and still. And anyway, so he told me, and I was telling people like the voice is so faint. It's so faint. It's almost not even like a voice. It's just like a sensing. Like you can just sense what he's saying. And so it's so faint that you think that you don't know. Like, am I crazy? Was this me? But you'll know when you practice. When you
Mm-hmm.
practice. So that's really what my series was just about. And God told me to talk about self-care, and that's what the whole like we got to take care of ourselves, because
Yep.
that's how we honor God too. And when you take care of not just your outer body but the inside, once you do that, oh, I'm getting the chills again. Like that's what I feel like God is trying to put into this world right now. It's like we always turn up, on the outside of the body. Like, no, get calm and go
But
in and see what's in there. Like those 3 books was in there.
yep.
You know
Yep.
what I'm
But
saying?
but I would have never tapped into this if I didn't like, I read something. It said you can never get to second base if you keep your feet on first.
Mm,
Meaning, if you keep staying over here with the music, bro, you never did these books.
mm,
if you'd have had all your music on YouTube, you'd have never had this podcast.
Mm. You got to get rid of stuff, and
You
that's
have
the
to
truth.
clean out the closet. You know, that's the 80-20 rule.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like 80% of your, well, 20% of your clothes in your closet you wear 80% of the time.
Yep.
The rest of that stuff just in the way. And guess what? You have so many clothes in the closet, you be like, I need some new clothes.
Yeah.
But you don't buy it because your closet full.
Right.
But if you got rid of them old clothes, you're gonna be like, well, my closet empty. I need some new clothes.
Dude, I talked about that. I literally did that. That's the manifestation rule. All of it is the same stuff. But literally, I did that, right? I was like, man, I need to get rid of these clothes because I kept telling my boyfriend, like, I need some new clothes. I need some new clothes. And then, but I had clothes. So I donated it all. I donated it all so that I can literally have space to get the new clothes. So then I went to the store. I went on a damn shopping spree. Like came home with a whole bunch of new clothes because now I literally need new clothes because I don't have
Right,
any clothes. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's a vacuum. Like the universe is a vacuum. If it's gone, something's gonna almost automatically be there to replace it because it needs to be. That's how the universe works.
And I tell people all the time, I say, if you look at a rich person house, right,
Mm-hmm.
or a spiritual person, they house is like they have a table over here, a chair over here. It's like real.
There's
It's
not a
open.
lot of stuff in it, I bet.
But then a person that got that negative energy, they got clothes everywhere, and it's normal to. But that's how your mind is. Your
Mm,
mind is filled with junk, just like your clothes. It's a mirror of your mental. It ain't but a mirror. If you go to somebody's house and you see clothes everywhere, all over there, just know that they got an attitude. They can snap.
mm, mm. Wow. So, and that's manifestation. Your inner, your outer mirrors your inner. And so when you get clear in here, your life start to change. Like a
Yep.
lot of people be trying to change from the outside and then hoping it's going to change them on the inside. No, you got it backwards. You got to change from here and then it goes out.
Right.
And that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now, because for real, like when people buy a whole bunch of stuff, we buy a whole bunch of stuff we think we need, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't need because we not happy and we thinking this gonna make us happy.
Mm.
So, oh, this gonna make me happy. If I get this, it's gonna make me happy. Yeah. Now you got a whole bunch of stuff in your house that's supposed to make you happy, but you unhappy because your house dirty.
You was already unhappy, and now you even worse because your house dirty. For real.
Yeah, and so now you need a bigger house and all that, man.
Yep, yep, yep.
So you were saying you do music, right?
I did well, yeah. Do or did which
Do you still do music?
um I've been thinking about it. Like I wrote. The thing is, you remember we was talking about like spirit waking you up in the middle of the
Mm-hmm.
night. It was doing that for me. Like it does that for me in cycles, you know. And so a few cycles ago, it was doing that. And I would wake up and I would meditate and do everything and I would access spirit. And then they would be giving me the freaking bars. When I
Mm-hmm.
say it's the rawest, it way colder than anything I was writing back then, but it's on the spiritual level. So
Yeah.
and it was coming so fast. Like
Mm-hmm.
and it was just amazing, but I think I recorded one, but I never put it out. I got a whole notebook full of like that could be an album from me waking up at 4 something in the morning, and accessing spirit and writing down lyrics. So I'm thinking one day I want to record it and do something with it. But as of now, I haven't been doing it.
Yeah. I think that'd be a dope project called 4 in the morning.
Yeah, real 4 a.m.
4 a.m. God woke me up.
Yeah. Do you be seeing numbers like 444, three
Oh,
three
I see 9/11 all the time,
nine
right?
11? What that mean
And
for you?
and that's my birthday, right?
That's my niece's birthday too.
Yeah. So then I'm like, I found out it was the angel number.
Mm.
And I was like, whoa, I used to always see it. And I used to be like, man, you know what? And some told me to look it up. And it was an angel number, and there was I forget what it was, but it was strong, it was deep. And I was like, bro, I thought I was just like I was like, call the police or something. I don't know. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know what it mean. But then when
Right.
I found out that the double numbers was angel numbers, even like 666, they used to be like,
Mhm.
oh, that's the devil and all this. But them angel numbers, and I'm like, yo, like I had to reset myself. Everything that I learned, I had to relearn.
Mm.
So all the stuff that I thought I knew, I
You
just threw it all
you
away
had
and
to unlearn it.
I had to unlearn it. So like I say, I thought 666 was the devil. Now that I know it's the angel number, I had to learn that.
Mm.
Like, I used to always say that I had a hard part, I had a hard time with reading and writing and all this, but it and I thought I was like, man, but it wasn't that. It was I found out that you just didn't have nobody to help you at that time. You can do it. It's just like you can speak Spanish, but if nobody teach you Spanish, you can't speak it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
stop saying what you can't do because you
Mhm.
can do. It's just you never master it. Then
Right.
nobody sit down 6 months to a year and help you master that.
Right.
So then when I learned that, I'm like, whoa. So I stopped saying what I can't do
Mhm.
and I started doing it. And
Mhm.
I was like, I'm surprised at myself. I say, whoa.
What made you like? What gave you that new perspective, or what made you want to change your mindset around certain things?
Um, well, a couple years ago on Christmas Eve, about 5 years ago, I had a stroke. I had a stroke. I couldn't even lift up a fork, a spoon. I couldn't even feed myself.
What?
Yeah, so I had a stroke, and I was like, man, I'm young. I'm like, why I have a stroke? You know what I'm saying? And it
Right.
was, yeah, you know, stress.
Mm.
So then I'm like, damn, like you don't even know you're stressing. But I was stressing a lot though.
Mm.
And I even had a CD called Stressed Out.
You done manifested that shit.
That's exactly what happened. So then I was like, you know what? So I had some time to I had a stroke when I was in Georgia. Didn't nobody know I had a stroke. I was in Georgia, didn't nobody know me. I was just like I was going to physical therapy. I was going to the gym. I was eating right, trying to get myself. Now I'm good. Praise God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Praise
I'm
God.
good now.
Praise the
So
Lord.
now I'm like, oh man, man, I just started living my life a little bit different. I was on diabetes. I was a diabetic,
Mm.
and I had to take the insulin shooting in my stomach every morning.
Mm.
It was like, man, you need to lose about 100 pounds, and I was like, I lost that 100 pounds. I stopped shooting the needles. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm
Wow.
like, man, yeah. So it all start with yourself. Thompson, what you can't do. I was like, man, I'm gonna be taking this. I'm taking these shots for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
No, I said, no, this is not gonna happen. Nope. So I learned about manifestation. I learned
Mm.
about, I just got close to God and I was just like, you know what? I'm not around my friends no more. That was noise boxes. That was, I'm saying, come on, let's go turn up. Let's just go do it. I ain't had that no more. And I had myself. It was kind of like I was locked up,
Mm.
no inmates. You know what I'm saying? I was in the house and I was like, damn. And I sat down and I just started thinking and then I started checking out the Bible and I was reading. I was like, man, and everything started clicking. And I was like, you know what? Bro, ain't nothing wrong with you.
Mm.
Why is you saying all this? You rapping all this crazy stuff. You doing all this, because I told you it turned to a lifestyle that, like, okay, like when you rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you start writing and you start coming up with some spiritual stuff, we're rap crazy. We take his head off. All this old crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we like that's cold. If you really really listen to it, like if you listen to your old music, you'd be
Yep.
like, bro, I was talking crazy. Who was that person? And that's what it was to me. Like I was like, that's not me. That's my inner self. Them demons trying to get out. So in one of my songs, I say I had to kill the old me if I want to get my life right. And I ain't gonna lie, shit. I was putting up a good fight
Ooh!
because I was trying to kill the old me, but the old me was like, no, bro, no, we gonna do this. And man, I had my license took for like 20 years. I got my license back. All because I had a different mindset. Matter of fact, my homie, he a rapper. Montana 300?
I feel like I heard that
Yeah,
name.
he a rapper,
Montana
right?
300.
Yeah, and he
Oh
put
yeah,
me,
hell yeah. That's your homie?
yeah,
You laugh. I'm the biggest fan. Man, do you know? And he rap about God all the time.
yeah.
That's
So
your homie? Man, put us three on the podcast together. I used to listen to him all the time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start back listening to him. Because I love that he talk about God a lot. But he was still like, in the streets with it, whatever, or hood with it. But at the same time, it's like, I think he was bringing people to God in a hood, in a way, grabbing the people that was in that area and kind of leading them,
yeah, so he put me on this book called the Mindset Book, and that's when it clicked. Like people will people will tune your mind up. They'll tune your brain to you think you coming up with these ideas, but you like, if you wasn't in the hood and you never seen drug dealers and you never seen this and that, how would you know about it?
You've been programmed. That everybody.
You've been programmed,
Yeah, you're
right? So that's
conditioned.
what it was.
You're
And when I found
conditioned.
that, yep. And you adapt to your surroundings, and once you get programmed, and I'm like, oh, that's what it is. So I moved. I'm in Florida. I got no family here, not that I know of. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to when I came to Florida, and that's when I was like, you know what? I can start all the way over with a whole new. And that's what I've been doing. I'm like, you know what? Now I can make if I end up in the hood, that's because I went to the hood. And if I go to the hood, I'm going to get some chicken probably. You know what I'm saying?
Because it don't connect with you who you are on the inside anymore.
Hey, and that's why I made this book called
Let me see.
Hood by Choice. Because it's your choice. And it's about a kid that grew up in a nice neighborhood with his parents and everything, but he wanted to go to the hood. And he went to the hood, he met a little girl in the hood, and next you know, he was wrapped up in the hood life. You know what I'm saying? But his mom was a teacher and his dad was a preacher. And he all in the
Look,
hood.
hold on. This sounds like a song. Like you could wrap this up in a song for real.
This ain't nothing but a song.
Look, that might even be a connection. Like your books, like you can make a song that go with that, or an album that go with that, like connected to that. So you don't gotta stop rapping.
Yeah, and then the hood that he talking about,
it's the suburb hood. What?
It's the gardens.
Ah.
So my life living in the gardens, I just put that as a movie, like
wow.
You know what I'm saying? So everything that just because you lived in the projects, don't mean nothing, because you know what? Because that can manifest in your life, and you can make a book out of it. You can, it's a reason you go through what you go through.
It's your choice. It's all about choice, and manifestation is really letting people know that look, we are a part of God. So therefore, like they say, made in his image, we have the ability to create just like God did. You know what I'm saying? And I have created so many things. Like you don't even understand by me learning this principle. My sister will be like, man, everything you say come true. because I know how to use the universe as a tool, because it's
Yep.
literally the game of life. And if you know the rules and you know how to play it, things happen. It's crazy. So that's
Yep.
funny that you were saying that. I wrote a book too a long time ago. Let me show you my. Oh, it's right here, and it was all about. Oh, is that the back? Law of attraction.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's too. I never finished it. It was really an ebook, and I wanted to see what it looked like in print. And so I never really did nothing with
Yeah,
it.
like you say, you got to pray on it.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up in that 4, 5 in the morning. Do a chapter a day. Don't rush it. That's exactly what I did. And like you said, the tongue is a two-headed sword. Like you can speak death or you can speak life.
Right.
I was speaking death, and and
Mm.
death came to me a couple times.
Hold
You
on.
know what I'm saying?
Speak on that. Do you know? It's two things I want to say that go exactly with that. So, when I first was waking up and God was coming to get me, I was in church, and I used to rap about stuff like that too. And like I felt, all I know is, fast forward, Jesus said to me, because I was in the Bible a lot during this time, but I heard Jesus say, do not speak another corrupt word.
Mm.
Literally, I was in the parking lot of the church, because I had a whole supernatural awakening. Like, if I told you that story, that's what I should have been on here telling you. It was a
Come on, man.
supernatural awakening. So how did I get from being the rapper that was talking all this, whatever kind of stuff, and God came and snatched me? Get over here. Literally snatched me out of it. I didn't go and search for him. It like found me. And so then, like, this man came to me. This man found me on Facebook. This older man. I at this time, my daughter was like 6 months old, and I remember I prayed to God and I was at this time too where I didn't know if God was real. I was like second guessing. I wasn't raised in the church. I didn't even know the difference between God and Jesus, like the Father. The Son. I had no idea. So anyway, this man found me, and he was just like, Jasmine, just telling me, you're so anointed. You so anointed. God gonna use you. God gonna use you. And I was just like, I don't know what he's talking about. Whatever. So anyway, I was praying to God for 6 months. The story too long, but for 6 months I was praying to God every night. I never told nobody my prayer, not one soul. But the prayer was, God, like, I needed to know if I should keep rapping or go back to school, whatever. So long story short, I didn't know if God was real. About 6 months later, this girl who I didn't talk to in about 4 or 5 years found me. She said, girl, I gotta tell you, God told me to tell you, don't give up. You're gonna be a millionaire. He's
Mm.
like, don't give up. And I was just like, what? How she know? And he's like, don't give up, because I was about to quit rapping at this time. Like, what? Whatever. So she had to answer to the prayer. Long story short, I'm still not a millionaire. I'm wondering. She was like, but you're gonna be, she was like, you're gonna be so influential. She was like, think about like Nicki Minaj, but in a more influential, like in a more influential kind of a way. And this was my daughter, 8 years old. That was a long time ago. And
Mm-hmm.
so I still kept rapping. Nothing changed, whatever. So fast forward now. That was just the very beginning. The man came and told me, he just kept saying, "You so anointed, you so anointed." And then God told me, I don't even know. I think I'm losing track of the story. It's too long
No,
to tell
no.
you. And look, it's too long to tell you. But however, Jesus said to me, "Do not speak another corrupt word." And ever since then, I stopped cussing in my raps and all of that stuff. Then all of a sudden, God, like, he made me quit my job. So look, the first biggest thing, um, he made me quit my job. He also, uh, it's too many things that I need to write a book about just this, because it's
Mm.
like 12. I swear
See?
to God, it is so supernatural, and it's way too long for me to explain right here. But okay, so after Jesus said, "Don't say another corrupt word." So this goes back to young Dolph when he just got killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was it Nipsey? I don't know, but it was definitely young Dolph. He had, you remember he had that song called 100 Shots or something?
Yeah.
I feel like him and some other people, when you rapping about these things, they don't understand that your mouth is very, very, very powerful. It's a creative tool. And not only is it just your tongue, like imagine me just speaking it, but when you put it into a creative form like music, it makes things happen even faster.
Mm.
So if you wanted to make something happen in a good way or a bad way, put it in the song. If like put it in a creative way because it's a creative outlet. And so Big Sean, who know his mama taught him about manifestation a long time ago, he was like, I think people be manifesting these things when they be talking about dying or getting in jail. And then Snoop Dogg said, he said, I rapped about being on trial for murder and I was on trial for murder. You see, it's like we put that into our into the universe and it comes true without even recognizing that we created this.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
every yeah, that's what you
A
were
lot
saying
of
about.
music I did, it came back and I said, damn, damn, I did this. So even if you don't, even taunting people, like you can send, like he said, 100 shots. Nah, y'all didn't shoot me. I was in my car. They like, okay, so we're gonna catch you out the car. See, you got to understand that these demons, they be like, it's real live demons out here, and that's what they do. They come to kill, steal, and destroy.
But look what
You know what
look,
I'm
he
saying?
said the man said 100 shots. I don't care if he said don't shoot me 100 times, whatever. The universe heard 100 shots.
That's all they heard.
Heard 100 shots, and what they do? Shoot his ass up. I don't know if it was 100, but it probably was close.
It don't matter. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was some shots,
A
and
lot of them. A
yeah,
lot, a
and
lot, a
it's
lot
like,
of them.
and it's sad because I was rapping the same way, and I used to look at people and say, man, you can change your life, but you really can't because I didn't do nothing to change my life. Like you said, it came to me. It came looking for me. And I'm like, man, I'm like, man, because if I had it my way, shit, I'd be still running around here being gangster. You know what I'm saying? But I got kids.
Mm-hmm.
I got, you know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. Like, back when you was out there, a kid, a lost child,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have no responsibility. You ain't had no family. You ain't have nobody. Like if
Right.
I die, it's gonna hurt a lot of people, not just
Mm-hmm.
my homies and put my name on the shirt. Like that's not what's up. Like, I can't go to jail no more. I can't. I'm not finna get killed. Like that's a lot of times like people trip out because I'm like a lot of people I know that died, but they got killed. Did nobody die from natural death?
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I'm like, man, I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to get killed. So if you ain't trying to get killed, stop taunting people and trying to make them kill you.
Exactly. But
Quit
that's
talking about all this bling bling and all this. You got all this, bro. You know how you felt when people came to school and you had less. You was kind of feeling some type of way, but now you older
don't
and
get me
y'all talking
started.
all this reckless. So
Don't get me started on that. That's the reason why I don't really listen to hip hop no more. I
man,
only listen to J. Cole really because it brings some enlightenment. Like I am not there. Why do I don't like hearing about the shooting. I don't like hearing about all your money. I ain't got that money. What is that gonna do for me? It's almost like you shitting on me in a way. I don't want to cuss on your platform, but it's
oh, go
almost
you do
like
your
that. So
thing.
it's like uplift me. Don't
Yeah.
don't squash me, and show me how to get it, or like inspire me.
Yeah, yeah, inspire. And that's what it is. It's like, man, we have to inspire people, like, show them another way.
Yeah.
But no, we want to be, I got this car, I'm like this. But that's what they say. You say, man, at the end of the day, you're gonna be going, people gonna be lovers of themselves. And I see
Mm-hmm.
it. And I was one of them people. I was loving myself because I would listen to my songs and I was me. And I'm like, you a selfish little dude. You know what I'm saying? You selfish as hell, nigga. All you talking about is you.
But guess what? We conditioned for that. Look at the hip hop community. Well, it wasn't always like that, but that's how it's set up now. It's like We think if I'm gonna be a rapper, I gotta rap about guns, I gotta rap about hurting people, I gotta rap about money, I gotta rap about drip. That's what we're conditioned to think. And we think that's what sells, like that's what's gonna get me views or whatever. And that's the reason why I do not be on social media and stuff like that, because I'm not gonna allow everybody else's opinion to infiltrate my bubble, like get into my spirit. Like I want to hear God. I don't care what y'all talking about. Call me a nun. You know how many jokes people that cracked on me for being into the God. But
Man, I get it all the time, but you know what? I just be like, because what I learned was when you react off how people look at you and what they say to you, they controlling you.
mm-hmm,
But when you don't react, you controlling yourself.
mm-hmm,
So if people want to, it's many gods out here. Don't get it twisted. But wherever you want to praise, go ahead and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with me.
mm-hmm.
Like, but when they said, man, Money G tried to tell you about me and you ain't want to listen. When that time come, just know that I try
Yeah.
to help you. But everybody can't go. So on that
Preach.
note, on that
Yeah.
note, I always ask this question, man, dang, it's 46 minutes,
Oh
man.
man.
We've been chopping it up on this music, but we forgot to talk about, man, what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I got this one question I want to ask you. If you can talk to your 16-year-old self at the age you're at right now, what would you tell her?
I love that. Like, can you give me a little bit more information? Like, tell her about which aspect of life.
Hey, what would you tell her, period? Like, it's your 16-year-old self.
Mm, I'm really trying to. So one thing about me, when I was 16, I was a leader. Like, I ran this squad called the Diamond Princesses, and we was like the most. Like we was in the south suburbs, but we was like the most popular girls in that whole little area, and I was the leader of that group. So whatever I pretty much was saying, like, "Are we doing this?" They'd be like, "Okay." Like it was just like I wasn't bossy with it, but I was just like the leader, whatever. So I don't know. It's like I think I would just let her know that you on the right path. Even though I did a lot of stuff, like I got stabbed in the head when I was
Mm,
what? No, I was 13 when I got stabbed in the head. So I don't think I did the right thing. I don't know. I don't really have no thing to say. Watch out for this. It's just that I followed my path. I left Chicago at 18. So it's like I got out. I got out. All my friends be like, you got out at the right time. And so I would just say, I wish I would have connected with God back then. I didn't even
mm,
know. I didn't even know God was real. I would probably just tell her God is real.
mm. That's what's up, man. Hold on. Hey,
I would tell
that's
her
what I'm
God is
talking
real.
about. That's it right there.
That's it.
You
That's
know what
it
I'm saying?
right there.
Because a lot of kids, we don't understand. We think we got it all. We can figure it out ourselves, and
Yeah.
we need a little help. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Like I tell my kids all the time, man, you want to be like the creator or the created.
Mm. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, you
Yeah.
know, y'all running behind these people online trying to be the video game master, whatever y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just that's just wasting time, man. So,
Right. If I could leave
anyway,
your audience with anything, something specific, I would just say, like, find a morning routine, like that can help you in your body and in your mind and in your soul. So in the morning, I say a morning routine because the way you start your day, it really make a difference on
mm,
how your day go. And if you give God the first, give him the first. You know how we pray at night? Mm-mm. You can pray at night if you want, but I pray when I first wake up. I
Mm,
want to give him my first. I ain't giving these other people my first before I hit God. So pray in the morning, like center. Let ask him to lead your day for today,
yeah.
because I found that when you do that, things just happen. It just make things go a lot smoother. Like your day just get off on the right track. So I would just say find a morning routine that can really set you up to be connected with God, so that He can be in your, in your day, throughout the day.
And that's crazy because it's something that since I had my stroke, I do.
You
And
do.
yeah, when I get my feet out the ground, off the bed, you know, I say thank you, and then my other foot, and I say Lord, like thank you, Lord,
Mm,
because even when I'm finna get up and go to the bathroom, because that's how it happened. I got up, went to the bathroom, and I was stumbling on the wall, and I was like,
mm,
man, I'm low. I'm like, man, what is wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my wife, like, man, I feel weak. I'm like, man, did I get some sleep last night? I'm like, I feel like I've been up all night. Like I'm
mm.
just tired.
Right.
Like I'm like, but I'm not tired, but my body feel heavy. And I'm like, man. So she was like, all right, she finna go to work. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, I still feel funny. She's like, well, at lunchtime, if you still feel funny, I'm taking you to the hospital. I'm like, the hospital? I'm like, I don't need to go to no hospital. I just feel, I don't know. I just feel heavy. Like
Mm.
I don't know. Man, lunchtime came. It was like, she like, man, what? I'm like, she took me to the hospital. They ran tests on me, put me in this big old thing, doing all these tests. I'm like, man, I don't know what's wrong with me, man. And they came and said, man, you had a little mild stroke. And so I'm like, boy, I'm like, what? Soon they said it, my hand just went down like, boom. I'm like, oh no, I couldn't move my hand, I couldn't move my leg. My whole right side was, I was, I was on like the little crutch thing like old people.
Mm.
I was messed up, my mouth shut. I was like, oh, I'm like, my whole side was. I'm like, oh no, I'm like this.
Hold on,
I'm
Mike.
like, hey, I say, oh no, I got to get back right.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I got close to God. I was like, man, God, I'm like, man, we can't go through this, man. I can't do this. My kids, like, man, yo, I was like, man, I couldn't. That was a terrible time. So yeah, so
Wow.
I gave God the praise, and I'm like, man, He brought me back. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use my platform for something else. I'm gonna do something else. So you know what I'm saying? That's why we here today,
Right.
because I feel like a lot of people need to be inspired by getting closer to Christ. You
Mm-hmm.
know, whatever God that you think worked for you, you know what I'm saying? You could be a
Yep.
Muslim, a Buddhist, or whatever, what works
Yep.
for you. And
Mm-hmm.
what don't works for you, you need to change it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if it works for you, continue doing it. You know what
Exactly
I'm saying?
that.
And I don't care who judge you, just do your thing, man. And just
Yep.
make yourself happy and make memories, man. Make good memories. That's what life is always about.
I
It's just
think you
it's
need to
always about.
teach me that, because it'd be like, I don't know. Like you said, I'm not popular on social media because I be had. I do. I
Yeah,
do. And also sometimes I feel like, because I'm an outgoing person, but I like solitude. I really do like being by myself a lot. So
ain't nothing wrong
sometimes,
with that.
yeah, sometimes I think I need to find a way to get back outside. But it feels like when you grown, it's like it ain't like the same. You just go outside with your friend. When you younger, just go outside and hang around. It's like when you grown, you go outside for a reason. You go outside to go to the stove, to go and do something. It's like you ain't just outside chilling. So it's like I need to figure out a way to be outside, but not feeling like, only way you got to go out and have a drink. I mean, and that be ways to get you out, because I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke anymore. I it's just not my
Hey,
thing
hey,
anymore.
and on for real, um, Mo3, he made a song said, "They scared to come outside." I was thinking like that's my jam. But me too.
You too.
I say, man, because I know every time I go outside, I was breaking the law.
Mm,
I was doing something I ain't supposed to be doing.
Mm.
And I'm like, as a grown person, I'm like, man, it is outside. They be running red lights. They don't have no man. I don't even kick on man. After I read that book, the mindset book that I told you, I said Montana put me on. Man, I don't kick over ant hills. I don't do nothing. I be trying not to do. I don't. If I had the power to, man, I'm not killing or destroying anything.
And what's the name of this book?
It's called mindset. I
By
forgot it.
who?
It's a lady. I forget her name, but I can send you the link. It's
Yeah.
I'll look it up on. No, it was an audio book when I was at work. I listened to it while I'm at work, and listen to audio books. That's why I got an audio book.
You
That's
got
what
so you
motivates.
got it on audio? You got your book on audio?
Yeah, I got one of my books on audio.
How do we
It's
get it?
yeah, it's one of my books on audio.
How do I get it?
What happens in the dark?
Yeah.
But you got to be careful with this one though, because you can tell by the front page.
Well,
But
it's some scary stuff.
no, it ain't serious. Like it's kind of like um, it's a good book though.
So
You know,
look, how
everybody's saying I should do a second part to it, so I
how
just
do
might
we
do
get
it.
it though? Like it's on
On Amazon, you can go
Amazon.
on Amazon. You can go Barnes and Noble, Barnes and Noble. Um, yep, Amazon. It's on all kind of platforms. Just look up Money G Staff. You know,
Okay.
audio books or regular books, and it's gonna pop up.
I want to salute you for having those books because that is not only the part of writing a book, because I published a book myself too. It is so much work to get it into print and to get it on those distribution platforms. It is a lot of freaking work, and you did it 3 times. So now you're an expert, and now I'm gonna have to hire you to help me.
And you can do it yourself. The whole thing is our thing is we put ourselves in a way. We always trying to make everything perfect in a
Yep.
non-perfect world. So
Look at my sign. Wait, where'd it go? Look, speaking of that, let me show you. Spirit told me to buy this. I was like, Spirit, if it's anything I need, can you see it?
no, I can't see
Perfect.
what it say.
It say perfect is boring.
Right. You see what I'm saying? You know why? Because you want that book to be perfect, and now you ain't finished it. Now
Yep.
it's boring.
Yep. That's the best thing.
You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? I found out that I was like, now I'm gonna read these books. I'm gonna do it over. I'm gonna make sure it's spelled right. And then somebody say people they misspell words on purpose. So you can be like, oh yeah, on chapter 3 you misspelled this. That means you read the book. I say what? So I'm gonna beat myself up saying I can't do this because of this, and I can't. Man, you can. Stop
Oh
saying you
my
can't
God.
do it.
Yes, I freaking love that. Spirit. So let's talk about, I know we've been on here for a minute, but let's talk about like the religion versus spirituality. And I say that because like I'm into God a lot. But when I talk about spirit, sometimes like people who's really into church be thinking I'm the devil and shit. Like saying I'm a witch because I connect with spirit. So anyway, I connect with my spirit guides. I connect with God. And it's really I've been connected with an ancestor. So let me tell you, speaking of this is the thing. So my podcast, when I was doing my series, like I kept like trying to fix it, like trying to fix it. And it just was taking so long, like just make you don't want to give up on like just start over. So anyway, the I was getting discouraged. So tell me I'm in a meditation. And this is not an angel because angels be so gentle and so nice. You can sense their aura. They are just so nice. And this was an ancestor. She came in like a black mama. She said, I was sitting down. I think I was sad, discouraged. She said, "Get your ass up." She said, "Get your ass up." She's like, "You wait." She said, "You have no idea who you are, like where you came from." Oh, I'm getting the chills right now. She was like, "You keep trying to fix them, fix them podcast episodes. You might as well redo it. How much you been trying to edit it so much? You might as well redo it." And from there, it's like she was showing me like it don't gotta be perfect. Stop, just get it on. And then right after that, I said, well, since you want to tell me so much, I said, then what should I make the next episode about? Close my eyes. She give me the stuff to what to say. Man, I must have got up there and recorded it. It was it was the shortest, powerful episode, most powerful episode, and that's what got me on like the trajectory to be finished with my series and whatever. It just whipped me into shape. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make things perfect. I'm done with that. And then I started falling back into this on the last episode, the one I was just editing. I said, what am I doing? I'm trying to make it too. I'm going backwards. I ain't got time for that. Just let it ride. And people seem to like it when it's just let it ride.
Yep, and that's what it is. Like, when we trying to make stuff perfect, and fear, it stop us from doing a lot of things.
Yep.
Fear, and when things finna come in your life, just know when things finna manifest in your life is when you get mad and you so angry. That's when it's moving. That's when the mountains are moving, and you're gonna get so frustrated and mad. You just gonna do it. It's kind of like you say, you quit your job. You ain't quit your job because you was happy. You was like, man, you know what, man? You just quit it.
Mm-hmm.
You like, damn, I did it. Damn. But so you can react out of anger. Don't react out of anger. You react out of anger, it's always gonna be mad. But being tired of something, then I was tired of Minnesota. Man, all this snow, man. When I left, it was 30, -30. I say, man, we out of here.
Like, why am I here? Like, what's holding me here? Why am I choosing this location at all the places on this map?
And that's why I tell people, they say, man, Money, why you move so much? I say, because when I used to move, it was moved because I was locked up. People had me moving. I say, now it's my choice, me and my family choice to be like, hey, we gonna move here. We gonna move here. And then we move. Like, ain't nobody just saying, pack it up, roll it up, let's go, Jackson, let's go. I don't say that no more.
Yeah.
So I can move when I want to move.
Wow. So what if you would have had a wife that was like, no, I don't want to move, like refuse?
Then I tell her, go get locked up and see how I feel.
Because that's my situation. It's like
but for real though, it's like we had to look at the pros and cons. We got to look at things like man, they say people, they regrets come and hunt them on their deathbed. You could be 90 years old on your deathbed and they're gonna be like, see, you ain't go to Georgia. See, you ain't go to LA. You ain't finished that book. You ain't finished that podcast. You ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that shoulda, woulda, coulda person, laying in the bed talking, man, I could have did this, but you didn't, because your fear put you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like when you tell your person, you be like, man, look, man, we been here. If we leave, we can always come back, but just let's leave just to see we did it. Like, say we did something. Like I always say, like I want to open up a business. And I don't care if the business, I would love for the business to take off, but if it don't, at least I opened it one. At least I have my name on a building.
Yeah. So you don't let fear stop you from trying.
Yeah, because failure, you learn from failure. If you fail at it, you're gonna learn from. You're gonna say, well, won't do that again. This time we do it like this.
See, look, where'd you get that mindset from? Because a lot of people, I have that mindset too, but so many people will not even try because they can't see how it's gonna work out.
But that's what fear is. Fear is we scared of the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Like if you tell a person you can stand at this gun line and they're gonna shoot you up, or you can go through this door and we don't know what's behind this door, but you can go behind this door and who knows?
You trying to say they gonna step in front of the gun line because they know?
Boy, they gonna be like, man, look, just shoot me, bro, because there might be a lion behind that door. It might be something I don't know. I don't know what's behind that door.
Yeah.
But I know when them gunshots go off, it's over.
Yep.
So you could have went out that door and it was freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then so you basically like, what if you got a person with you, you think you're in love with them, but they like so afraid that, like, so then I feel like you gotta just break away from that. Like, look, bro, I gotta go and do what I gotta do. I can't sit here and die with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, because I mean, and that's hard if you care about somebody like that. And it's like,
yep,
man, but I think that's something that y'all had to sit down and top it up and like, look, for real, like, man,
yeah.
what have we like, what is we doing here?
But yes, that
You
is
see what I'm
it.
saying? Like, what is we doing here? And why we can't come back if we leave? Who says we can't come back?
Right, right. Yeah. So you liking it. So
Look, if you're scared to start over, don't go to jail.
because you gotta always start
Because
over when you get
because
out.
they're gonna take you and whatever you got on, then they're gonna strip that off you and put them some Joe clothes on, and you lost everything, your house, car, whatever, your money, whatever, you gotta start over. So
Mm-hmm.
after doing that a couple times, I was like, you know what? I'm not scared to start over when I'm in control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's where I got that from. Like, man, you
Yeah.
know what? Man, we can it ain't nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We went through it all. We've been in, know what I'm saying? We ain't always been living straight. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We just don't, like you say, we just don't be no. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody. We don't nobody post bad pictures.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody
So
gonna tell the real story.
they see me, they be like, oh man, money, you out there living it up, man. I'll be like, yeah, but it ain't always been like this though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then this something that we manifest since we've been down here. I just took it down. We had a whole manifestation wall. I was like, man, I said I want to get some new teeth. I got my teeth done. I said, man, I want a house with a pool. We got the house with a pool, and say we don't even swim in that joint no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, but we wanted to have it. We like, man, we want to get a Benz. My girl got the Benz. I'm like, I want my license. I got my license. My son got license, his cars, and all this stuff we manifest. And I'm like,
So
wow.
what was the tool? Did y'all use a vision board? Is that what you
Yes, a vision board. So I got a vision board. My daughters, they got their bathroom. They got all their stickers on the paper. They got they reminders on their daily stuff. I'm like, yo, this is how we do it. That's how you do it.
that's how
Because
you do
and
it?
this whole thing is once it's in your face all the time, you're gonna do everything in your power to make that happen.
And then it goes deeper than that. It gets seeped into your subconscious. And so now your subconscious is making it happen without you even recognizing that you even doing the shit that need to be
Because
done to put it in place.
yeah, you don't even know you're doing it. But at the same time, it's like a reminder. It's like,
Yep. Yep.
you put that motto on the refrigerator, and you're gonna be like, every time you go in the refrigerator and go for a snack, you're gonna be
Yep.
like,
You see it.
man, that motto don't eat snacks like this every day. They probably eat snacks, but not every day.
Right.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like, man,
Yeah, that shit is powerful though, because I manifested some new teeth from a vision board. Because remember, I used to suck my thumb my whole life, and I knew my teeth was messed up, but I was scared to get braces because I thought I was gonna be ugly with the braces on. So anyway, finally I get to 28 years old, and I'm like, I'm brushing my teeth one day, like, goodness, I need to do something about these teeth. So I put it on my vision board. I made a vision board, and I put a picture of these beautiful, just a mouth with beautiful teeth. Tell me what, in the mail, I didn't even go and seek it out. It literally came to my front door like a flyer about these adult braces, like, and they invisible, whatever. And I go and check it out. They like, you're a perfect candidate, blah, blah, blah. I get the exact smile that was on the paper. You know what I'm saying? On my
yep,
vision board.
yep.
And I didn't even look it up. It just literally came to my front door.
Look, mine was like, I was like, man, I'm gonna give me some new teeth. I had a big old gap. I'm like, man, I want some new teeth. I'm like, man. So I was told you I was a diabetic. So my teeth was I had my teeth pulled out and it was like they were loose and it
Mm,
was like the food, You know what I'm saying? It was hitting the inside and it was making
Mm,
my blood. It was making my blood spike my blood.
mm,
So my blood pressure was high, like I could have died. So they
mm.
like, man, you need to get your teeth took out and get some new ones, man. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, that shit gonna hurt. Nigga, like, oh, we gonna put you to sleep, boy. They put me to sleep. I woke up like this.
Like
I said, oh snap. I said, who is that dude? I'm like, so I had to get used to it. And I'm like, wow,
they look,
okay.
it look nice. I don't even remember you having no gaps. And people say that to me too.
Man, listen.
People say, when was your teeth messed up? Like,
Man, listen. Boy, I seen this picture.
let me see. I can't put it close. Oh yeah, now I remember. Yes.
Hey, I seen it. Somebody put this picture of my daughter did, and she like, I'm like, boy, who is that? That's when we first came down here. And I'm like, wow. But
Wow.
the doctor, I was saying it like I'm gonna get some news. The doctor told me, like, nah, bro, we're gonna get you right.
They said they gonna get you right with some new teeth.
Yep. They was like, man, we're gonna get you right with new teeth. You gotta get this done, man. And I was
Mm.
like, I wasn't even thinking about the vision board.
See, that's how it works.
Hey, and my kids is like, dang. I say, oh man, got my license. I say, oh, this was all last year.
So
Like all
what
that
was
year.
the exactly? This shit works so good. It's the that's manifestation.
Man, and that's like the best thing that I ran across. So I was
When
like,
did you learn about manifestation?
um, um, I told you I be reading a lot, and I ran across this. Oh, I ran across this thing back when I was in Minnesota. I ran across a book called The Secret,
Yeah.
right? So look, this what I carry in my wallet. This crazy. Like I ain't been in my wallet. This thing ripping up,
You
right?
trying to do the Jim Carrey thing, huh? You heard
Look,
what it say? I can't
you
see
can't
what it say.
you can't see it, huh?
Oh, it's a check for
Yeah,
how
it's a
much?
check. Right out to me.
27, 10 million?
No, 70 million.
70 million? How long you had it on there?
Did you see that? It's a
2019, you dated it.
yep.
Okay, so I think you did something wrong there though. Because I'm
But
gonna
but see,
manifest that. I'm gonna tell you, you gotta put the date that you want to have it by.
yeah, that'd be wrong. But
That's
but you know what though?
just add it. Just do it.
I feel rich already, but I am
Woo!
gonna add it.
That's
You
it
know what I'm
right
saying?
there.
Because in every sense that I put that in there, and I've been feeling rich. And my kids, every time we go to the store, they be like, man, I'm like, what y'all want? They be like, I'm like, you know your daddy rich, man. They like, Dad, why you always say that? Or I say, man, yeah, my daughter, she rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My son rich. They're like, Dad, why you always saying that? I'm manifesting it, boy. What you talking about? They like,
Yes.
oh yeah. I'm like, didn't y'all manifest what y'all wanted? See,
Yes.
y'all had little small dreams. You wanted gym shoes and video games. And guess what? You got gym shoes and video games. I say,
Yes.
see, you wasn't thinking big. He like, I say, see, I was thinking big. You see, your boy got his license, got his teeth done. I'm done. I'm out here. Hey, I'm doing my thing, man. They like,
Right.
damn. I said, look, your mom was asking for this and she got what she wanted. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Y'all was going small, bro. Y'all wasn't thinking big.
Because they kids too. So
Yeah.
yes. Look, let's talk about the methods of manifesting, the strategy. So I've used a lot of tools. I use the vision board. I use visualization. I manifested a truck with visualization every night. If
What's
I
that?
went,
What's that?
oh, so that's just when you like sit up like this, close your eyes, and imagine that you already have it. Like so, imagine that you doing what. So I was visualizing myself literally in this new truck, what I was gonna feel like and look like being in it when I jumped out at work, whatever. I must have did that for 3 months, though, once every night. for 3 months. Next thing I know, I start feeling the like it's almost like somebody pushing you, like nudging you to go to the car dealership. Like just go, go. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't got no money though. Why am I finna go? It was just like go, go. And then
Oh
I
no.
end up with the truck, the exact truck for my vision. And I didn't even and the thing is that I did not even recognize that it was literally the same body shape. It was literally the exact truck for my vision, but I never got specific about what kind of truck it would be. I just knew that it was in my mind it was silver. And it ended up being silver in real life. And it was the same body type and everything. And so it was the truck. And guess what? When I started pulling up to work, everything that was in my vision was exactly like what was happening in real life, how I was feeling and everything. It was literally the exact same thing. So I used that. So visualization. And then I visualized a free trip to Las Vegas. I remember I did that. Everything was free. Everything was free because every month I knew I wanted to get on the plane. So every night I would just go to sleep, sit up and then imagine being on the plane and whatever. I want to go to the West Coast. I just kept saying the West Coast. And I paid for a ticket. I felt nudging to go. I paid for a ticket to California. Didn't know what I was gonna do there. I just wanted to go. Man, I missed my flight. Do you know? I'm thinking, oh man, I lost my money, whatever. The next day, my sister called me, like, we need somebody to take Granny to Las Vegas. I'm gonna pay for the ticket, pay for your flight back, and I stay with my aunt. Boy, I'm there for like 10 days for free. For
See?
everything paid for. There,
Oh,
way back. Ain't that something?
that is something. And you know what? I do that because my wife, she used to have on her phone um a Mercedes Benz, a red Mercedes Benz.
Mm-hmm.
She got that joint
Yep.
in the driveway right now. So I'm like, see, I'm like the same exactly thing that she had on her screensaver,
Yep.
and she had it for like 2 years on her screensaver.
Yep.
She got it.
Yep.
So me, no, me, well, did you go out?
Yikes.
Oh, okay. So with me, right?
Uh-oh.
Are you gonna call
I
in?
can't hear you.
You can't hear me? You can't hear me?
Somebody just called me and messed it up.
Oh, okay. So you might
Oh, snap. You're going to have to wrap it up.
all right, man. So damn. Can you hear my lips? Tell them where to find you at one more time. Your podcast. Your podcast. Oh man. All right. So this your boy Monty G, man. Today we had a special guest with Jasmine, and you can check out her podcast. She says she got it on all platforms, so y'all can check that out. Right now, her screen just went out, so what I'm saying, holla at your boy. Peace.